Hello students, welcome to the online tutorial for Vidya Bhavan Higher Secondary School. Today my topic is class 11 botany, the science of life. Okay, in my previous video I have done half of the chapter and the rest of the chapter I will cover it up in this video. So let's not waste the time and get started with the chapter. So here comes the process of nutrition. The nutrition process is mainly composed of 5 steps, as you can see over here. Number 1 step is that ingestion, number 2 is digestion, number 3 absorption, number 4 assimilation, number 5 egestion. Now we will first go for number 1, that is ingestion. Now what is this ingestion? It is telling that the process by which the food is taken inside the body, or you can say intake of the food. Okay, intake of the food is termed as the ingestion. Next coming digestion. The process digestion is actually associated with the breakdown of the complex non-diffusible and absorbable substances into diffusible and absorbable simple substances, so that they can be absorbed into our body tissues. Okay. Third process is this absorption. Now what is this process of absorption? After the process of digestion, the small substances or the small food particles or the smaller food substances, simple substances, you can see over here, get diffused into the blood cells. Okay. Now the absorbed food or absorbed simple substances is carried to each and every tissue of our body, where these food substances will be assimilated into our body cells. Okay, that means absorption is actually the absorption of the food materials into the blood cells, so that they can be transported to each and every body parts. Next coming, the fourth process is assimilation. Now what is this process, assimilation? In this process what happens, the protoplasm of the cell is actually absorbing these smaller substances, and what happens as a result, the dry weight of the living body increases. Okay, so absorption means the food substances will be absorbed into the blood and will be transported to each and every tissue. Assimilation means those particular tissue or the protoplasm of those tissues will now absorb these food substances for further development process. Now the last step, that is the egestion. The term egestion means excretion, or you can say removal or elimination of the undigested food products from our body. This process is called egestion. So these are the 5 steps of nutrition. Next we will move on to the process of transportation. Now the transportation, the main components are for transporting water molecules or minerals through the plant body. The main components are xylem and phloem. Okay. So what happens over here, actually transportation of water and minerals, water mainly, takes place through this xylem, and the food prepared by the plant is mainly transported through the phloem tissue. Now what happens over here in the transportation process, as you can see over here, the root hairs, these are the root hairs, right? As you can see, now these are inserted into the soil particles, or these are actually distributed within the soil particles. Now through the root hairs we can see water molecule is coming up, see, and the pathway through which these water molecules are coming, this pathway is termed as the xylem. Okay. Now what happens, you have read about the forces of cohesion and adhesion in class 9. Cohesion force means the force acting between 2 water molecules, and adhesive force means the force acting between the xylem wall and the water molecule. Now in order for the upward movement of the water, you can see the water is moving upward, the adhesive and the cohesive force is much more needed. Now once these water are transporting upward, now this will reach to this leaf section of the plant. Now if we will magnify a view of the leaf portion, what we will see the mesophyll cells, or you can say mesophyll tissue. These mesophyll tissue are composed of obviously xylem, phloem, everything. Along with this xylem, phloem, the mesophyll tissue is also having stoma, or you can say stomata, or the opening through which excess water comes out from the plant body. Okay, so this is transpiration. Excessive loss of water or from the plant body is termed as the transpiration. Okay. Now, as this transportation of water taking place through the xylem, that is why excess of water being used or excess of water being taken by the plant, which will be excreted through the stomata by the process of transpiration. Now, the prepared food, what will happen? It will go into the phloem section or the phloem tissue, and from the phloem tissue, it will be transported to each and every parts of the plant. Now we have read about the transportation in plants. Now we will read about the transportation in animals, or you can say simply circulation. Transportation in animals is termed as circulation. Now for circulation in animals or in human beings, we need three basic things. Number one, heart. Number two, artery. And number three is vein. Okay, so heart is the pumping organ in the humans, okay, or in the animals. It pumps out the oxygenated blood, which will be carried by the arteries to different body parts. Now once they reach the different body parts, what happens? This blood gets impure or it gets deoxygenated. Now this deoxygenated blood are again being carried out these veins. To whom? To the heart again for the purification of the deoxygenated blood. Again the blood will be oxygenated or purified in the heart, and again the same process will be going on in a cyclic manner. So this is the circulation, or you can say transportation of the animals. Now next process is the respiration process. Now the main respiratory organ is the lungs, as you can see it over here. Okay, now the lungs are actually connected with the windpipe. What happens? The windpipe, then coming the trachea. Now, after windpipe coming the larynx, then coming the trachea. Now the trachea gets divided, as you can see over here. The trachea gets divided to form bronchioles bronchi and bronchioles. Bronchi are the after division of trachea, the two branches are termed as the bronchi, as you can see over here. And the bronchi is again getting divided and subdivided into finer tubules or tube-like structures. Those tube-like structures are termed as the bronchioles. Okay, now at the end of the bronchioles, what happens over here? At the end of the bronchioles, the alveoli is getting formed by doing a grape-like structure, as you can see over here. These are termed as the alveoli, or you can say air pockets. Okay. Now these alveoli are surrounded by blood vessels. Okay. Now the blood vessels carrying the deoxygenated blood. That means the blood vessels are carrying the carbon dioxide. Now the oxygen coming through this windpipe, getting into the bronchi, and ultimately coming into this alveoli. Okay. Now the blood vessels which are carrying the carbon dioxide, they release this carbon dioxide into this alveoli, and the oxygen from the alveoli are being discharged into the blood vessels. Okay, that means exchange of gases takes place in this alveoli or air pockets. Okay. Now this exchange of gases, after the exchange of gases takes place, the carbon dioxide return into the same path and being exhaled out of our body. So that is why it is called dual respiration, because our body, through our body, what happens? The intake and the output of the carbon dioxide and oxygen takes place through the same path. So this is all about the respiration. Now next we will go to the excretory system of human. Now the excretory system of human is mainly composed of the kidney, ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. Now first of all, the kidney. What does this kidney do? They actually purify the waste materials in our body. Okay. That means after purification, the things which are clear are sent back to the body, okay, and the things which are waste materials, okay, the waste materials along with some excess water are being transported into these ureters, okay, in the tube like structures which are called ureters. These are 2 in number. These ureters carry the waste materials along with the water that we termed as urine into this bladder. It is a small pouch like muscular pouch like structure which stores the urine temporarily. Okay, now after getting into the bladder, the urine is being stored for several times, okay, or sometimes you can say, and ultimately when it is filled up with the urine and the bladder cannot hold any more urine, now there is a small muscular aperture present at the bottom of the bladder, okay. Now through this aperture, that aperture termed as the urethra, now through this urethra, through the opening, the urine comes out of the bladder and ultimately gets out of our body. Okay, so this was all about the excretion. Next is that the scope of biology. Scope of biology means what are the advantages or benefits of studying biology. Okay, first of all, improvement in crop plants. We can easily improve any crop or any desired plants by taking any desired characters. Okay, application of breeding techniques. Suppose we can we want to improve the quality of the wool or the silk by simply improving that breed. Okay, that breed of sheep or that breed of other animals. Next is that any kind of disciplines like apiculture, sericulture, pisciculture, agriculture, horticulture, all these things are dependent on biology. The more the knowledge you are having on biology, the more will be the best production. Okay, next is that regarding any kind of medicinal activities like discovery of medicines or discovery of antibiotics, okay, in controlling the environmental population, in the space research, all these things biology can be used. So these are the scopes of the biology. Next topic is biodiversity. Bio means what? You have read it in class 10, biodiversity. Bio means what? Living world, and diversity means diverse number. So the earth is actually composed of various varieties of species living on it, and this is termed as the biodiversity, I mean biological diversity. Okay, so the collection of diverse nature of plants and animals and microbes on the earth's surface is termed as the biodiversity. So this is all about this chapter. All over through this chapter I have done. Hope you have understood. If you are having any problem, then please let me know in the comment section. Thank you.